Hey everyone, this is Victor with Coffee with Experts today. Super hungry. I just woke up. I didn't have any breakfast. I'm looking for lunch. And right now I have one of the biggest jamón lovers in Spain in the Iberian market and also the founder of an amazing marketplace that will make sure that all of these tasty things in Spain get to your house. Apollo, how are you doing today, my friend?
Hi, Victor. Thanks for your invitation, and I'm doing great. And I feel very, very happy to be here with you here today.
Amazing. I feel the same. I really feel the same. For those who don't know, Apolo Montero here is the founder of Ibericomio, and Ibericomio is a marketplace of Iberian products, mainly jamón, ham in English, right? But remember, it's not the same, and Apollo can tell us more about it. First of all, Apollo, people here, they're always curious to understand why we bring such a guest to the show. Right. And I already know the answer. I'm already in love with you, but I want people to be in love with you the same way as I am. So could you quickly run over who is Apollo? Who is and what is Ibericomio? Why Jamón? Why do you like Jamón so much? And why Barcelona will win the La Liga this year? Can you please reply to all of these questions with no exceptions? Thank you.
Well, Victor, many questions from the beginning. First of all, I will introduce a little bit about the business I found and I
Please.
own, which is Ibericomio. Ibericomio, first of all, the term Ibericomio is an acronym in Spanish from two other words, Ibericomio and manicomio. Uh,
Okay.
I don't know exactly how to translate manicomio in English.
It is
Um,
mental ward, those hospital for psychological patients, right?
that's right. So, with all the respect from us to serious mental illness, of
Sure.
course, but it's true that everywhere and in every aspect, even in some countries like in France, when you are fall in love, they say that you are crazy for
Hmm.
someone. Okay, so what we try to show with the term Ibericomio is that we are crazy about Iberico products. Why? Because we understand that Ibericomio is more than e-commerce about Iberico. The group of people who are in Ibericomio, behind Ibericomio, we are a group of professionals who understand and know quite well. Always we have to learn, but we know quite well the market, we know the products, we know our producers, and we understand that we know as well the consumers' needs and expectations
Okay.
about Iberico. So our focus is that people who like Iberico, jamón Iberico, who loves Iberian ham, we prefer to call it jamón Iberico, the same way that you call foie gras in French
Hmm.
to this product. We will say in Spanish pate de hígado.
Hmm.
So I prefer to call it jamón Iberico. So what we want to show is that we are crazy about Iberico ham, and being crazy about Iberico ham is not only that we are crazy people. No, we are very professional, but we understand that this product is really, really a way of showing and the sense of Iberian people take the life. We enjoy
Makes
life.
sense.
We enjoy talking with people. We enjoy the way that we understand every meal, every breakfast, every lunch. So what we want to transmit is that when you are crazy about Iberico, you want to taste Iberico in all terms of the word, because Iberico, we explain in our site, there are several levels of quality. Okay, so
Okay.
there is an Iberico for each day or for each occasion. Okay, uh,
Okay.
so this is Ibericomio. Okay, and we are crazy about Iberico, and sorry, and we enjoy
Sure.
sharing our knowledge about Iberico with our clients, our customers, and we help a lot of producers with this tool, with this digital tool, and open them to the universe of selling on internet.
Makes a lot of sense. Thank you for the complete information. You didn't reply about Barcelona being the champion of La Liga, but we all know it's gonna happen. So I'm not even gonna
Well,
ask again.
I hope. I mean, let me explain. I'm not a big football fan supporter because if I'm honest, my team, Spanish football team, or the one I'm supposed to support, is Valladolid. That
Oh,
is,
okay, Valladolid. Okay,
but it's
okay.
why. But the reason is very stupid. The reason is because when I was a child,
Uh,
Valladolid was one of the good teams by that time, and also the T-shirt, the shirt is very curious. It's different to the others because it was violet and white in a
it is
stripe.
indeed.
So for me, that's curious. That was different. So I support Valladolid. But to be honest, I don't know either if Valladolid is in the first or the second.
They are in
I
the
don't
bottom.
know. Yes, that they're in the bottom right now. But I mean, I don't care about that. But what is true at home, the only team that we support in every matches is Spain, Spanish soccer football team. Is the one that we like
Bafures.
supporting. And in the terms of Real Madrid and Barcelona, we are, well, I will not say about that because maybe the Real Madrid supporters will hate Ibericomio, or maybe
They
Barcelona
already
supporters
hate me.
will hate Ibericomio.
Yeah, no, I make sure that they already hate me. I even have Aditya who's watching us. He's a colleague and he helps with the podcast, and he's a huge Real Madrid supporter. So every time I make sure that I can make fun of Real Madrid with my guests, I use that moment. Yes, because Fiscal Barça. It's as simple as that. Now, talking about Ibericomio, you already gave us so much, and you mentioned that this is the marketplace for Iberian hen, right? So, how did it all start? Is there like a lack of certain companies such as yours in the Iberian market that bring together other sellers? And when we talk about this, are you right now, even though you are based in Spain, of course, is your customer base also Spanish, or do you see a lot of people from outside of Europe or even other countries buying from you because they know that they will receive such quality products?
Well, when we found this business, obviously we were focused in Spain. Why?
Okay.
Because the mass consumption of Iberico takes place in Spain. Okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
However, it's true that there are other countries where is increasing the consumption of jamón ibérico.
Hmm.
The biggest consumers of, well, sorry, the other countries who are good consumers of Iberico ham or jamón ibérico are Portugal, France, Italy, and Germany in Europe. Okay,
Okay.
it's also true that in the USA, in China, or in Canada, or in Brazil, well, you can find Iberico all over the world right now. But in terms of volume, the biggest volume is in Spain. So when we started the business, obviously, when you have to scale your position in organic in Google, you have to focus in Spain. But from the early beginning, we registered Ibericomio.fr, Ibericomio.pt for Portugal, Ibericomio.de
Hmm.
from Germany, and .it from Italy and other
For Italy.
countries. Why? Because due to my personal career before starting with Ibericomio, I know that having international international point of view and having an open mind is very important for the development of any business. So last year, no, the year before, we got a grant for the Spanish ISEX. ISEX is Instituto Español de Comercio Exterior, which is
Okay.
the Spanish government authority who help companies to export. And without having this grant, we already were selling like 3 to 5% in Europe,
Brilliant.
European
Okay.
Union. Okay, and
Okay.
with this help from the Spanish government, last year we increased to 10% of our total volume is in European
Wow.
Union because one thing very important, we can only sell due to our model, our marketplace model, we can
Hmm.
only sell, and also due to the kind of product which is food, okay,
Yeah,
we can
organic.
only sell in European Union, okay.
Okay.
If we want to, if someone is listening to us and want to invest in Ibericomio and want us to translate the model to the USA, I'm open to listen all kinds of offers.
See, everybody's open.
And
Let's get in touch.
right now we are selling, as I told you, let's say 90% is in Spain, and 10% is in Italy, France, Germany, even Finland, Slovakia, Slovenia, Croatia, all over European Union, with great success. We are developing campaigns for those countries. We have translated the site. And well, it's true that our competitor in these countries is Amazon in most of the countries, but
Yes.
we are strong enough and clever enough to fight Amazon everywhere, so it's not a problem.
Nice, nice to know. And now with the 5% increase over last year, which again, congratulations. Really nice to see, companies growing steadily, especially nowadays in the remote and digital era. But right now, since you're talking about the European Union being your target, right? Uh, do we have a number of how many people are buying from you? No, I don't want to sound indelicate. It's not that I want to know your raw revenue data. I just want to know how much people have you already reached through Ibericomio across Europe. Do you have a number out of this?
To be honest, I know how many orders we got last year from European Union, from other
Okay,
countries, but it doesn't represent the total amount of people who reach us from European Union,
of
because
course.
you know that our conversion rate is around depends of the channel, but the conversion
Hmm.
rate of Ibericomio, the average is around 2%.
Okay.
But considering we can say that around 2,000 people in Europe are focusing in buying their Ibericomio, the Ibericos, directly from us, because this is
Nice.
the people. But the people who right now recognize that in Europe is much bigger, because well, when you mention these figures, it's small compared to other companies, but it's without almost any investment in these countries.
Which is again, it's unheard of nowadays, right? It's already so set in our mindset that, especially for example, I have several friends who are opening their own startups, right? And the first conversation is always the same: I need investors. So whenever we hear that a company is doing fine without investors, that's something, commendable. Congratulations on being such a good manager that you managed to do so without the investors' help. But of course, as you say, you have now your customer base, especially in Spain, people from outside of Spain, Portugal. We do love a lot of jamón here in Portugal, so I do believe in what you're saying. You have those who are lovers. You have those who are trying it out for their first time. You have those who are watching us right now, live here in Europe, and will think to themselves, "Oh, I'm gonna buy a jamón from Apollo and see how it is," right? Because not everybody knows what it is. It's perfectly normal. But then we have a lot of marketing conversations about making sure that people understand what you sell and who you are. So my question to you would be, we know the foundation, we know who you are, we know how much you love Jamón, and we know that the products that you sell, they have their own quality standard to make sure that the people come back, right? People come back and buy more and more and more. But how nowadays is that you are handling such, such different markets? It's easier to sell in Spain because you don't need to educate the consumer on what jamón is, I imagine. But it's another story when you go to Germany and you have to explain to some of the folks over there that jamón is not your ordinary ham. So how do you do it? Is storytelling something that you do? Is SEO something that you do? Is influencer marketing something that you do? Or how do you like to get in touch with your customer base?
Well, at the beginning, first of all, when we started the business, the main challenge, not only for the European consumers, but also for the Spanish consumers,
Hmm.
was to generate trust.
Great,
Trust,
great.
but trust not only in the consumers, but also in the producers. Why trust? Because the consumers, when we started in 2018 in Spain, they were not used or were not very accustomed to buying food online,
Yes, true.
let alone an Iberian ham that you like to smell, touch, or taste. So, our strategy was focused from the early beginning in generating trust.
Perfect.
In the case, which is your question, about European consumers, obviously the trust also is a must because they are buying jamón ibérico from a site that they don't know anything about that
They
site.
don't
It's not
know.
like
Yes.
Amazon. It's not like Amazon. Okay, Amazon.
Hmm.
Okay, it has a reputation, has a brand.
Yeah.
So first of all, is the trust, and it's true that most of the consumers who reach our site know somehow about Iberico, know some way a little bit about Iberico. But if they don't know about Iberico, we have several ways to help them. First of all, we have our YouTube channel where we answer most of the fact questions, and also we have Romeo, is our chatbot. Romeo with AI. Romeo, the name, talking about Ibericomio, the name of our chatbot is Romeo because you know Romeo and Juliet from Shakespeare,
Great.
they are crazy about love,
Hmm.
but in this case, Romeo is crazy about Iberico.
Oh,
Okay,
that's perfect. That's perfect.
so Romeo, our chatbot, provided by Bots Lovers, which is a Spanish company
Okay.
dedicated to artificial intelligence, can help a lot in several languages to our potential European customers to understand a little bit better the product. But just consider that most of the consumers, the idea is that most of the consumers who are looking either in Bing or in ChatGPT or in Google, looking for some way to buy Iberico. They know a little bit Iberico because they have been in holidays. They have been on holidays in Spain and they have tasted, they have tried, or because they know someone in this country, or they have a kind of relationship with Spain or with Iberia. So this part of the product knowledge, in our case, is not difficult. Okay, because but the difficulty is in the trust. We have to generate the trust, and we show the consumer that we know the products, that we are always attentive to their needs, that there are people behind Ibericomio, uh, people behind the screen of Ibericomio, and
Hmm.
this has made us strong for our customers. This is maybe is the main strategy.
Nice, nice. And again, talking to those from the outside, uh, Jamón, especially, I'm based in Portugal, you're based in Spain, so we are in the Iberian market, as the name suggests. And Jamón is a very special and beloved dish all over this region, right? You go to any small place to a big place, you're gonna find dishes with Jamón, and you're gonna find dishes that Spaniards and Portuguese people love, which is, of course, the things that you're selling right now. But especially, I'm also seeing a huge, how can I say this? I'm seeing a lot of foreigners coming to the Iberian region of Europe due to food and weather, basically, right? Because where I was in Denmark literally yesterday, and the cold that I got there in Denmark was unbelievable. So we have, and I already see this, that depending on the region, the food, the dishes comes with it. So for those who don't know, you can expect jamon to be a very salty and tasty piece of ham. It can be either cold or warmed up, depending on the dish, depending on what you have. You even have jamon pizza, depending on the place, right? So we are talking indeed about one of the most exclusive and best known dishes in the Iberian market. And with all of that comes, as you said, Amazon, they are the biggest marketplace. They sell their products through their marketplace services. And you have local stores selling jamon. You have local butcher shops selling jamon. You have competition from all over the place because everybody likes jamon. It's a very, we can kind of say it's a commodity right now in Spain, right? The same way as pastel de nata is here in Portugal and people love their pastéis de nata. Yeah, right. Back in Spain, people love their jamons. And especially nowadays, Apollo, with the rise of AI, with the rise of technology, people are expecting more and more. So it's nice to know, for example, that you have Romeo as the chatbot so that it can easily and quickly reply back to people. But what about AI? Is it something that you are looking into improving your customer journey or something else, integrating it into Romeo? Or do you use it for operational purposes, management purposes, or no, you're not using AI at the moment, which is
I
super
mean,
fine. A lot of people are not.
few months ago, I was invited at the World Jamón Congress, which takes
Nice.
place. Yes, I was invited to talk about the
AI.
AI and the development in internet and so on, and especially in our business. Obviously, uh, we cannot say we don't use AI, or we cannot say we are not going to use AI. As you said, we are using right now with our Romeo, but we must use AI with other sources, the
Sure.
Ibericomio, obviously.
Sure.
However, somehow the richness of Ibericomio is that we are natural, that we are genius. Sorry, genius. No, you say it in English. That genuine. That's the word.
Genuine.
Genuine. We are
Genuine.
genuine. That we are natural. So for instance, many companies in internet are using AI to prepare a lot of tests, a lot of content, a lot of. We
They
don't
do.
do it. We don't do it because we want to the storytelling. Well, all what we transmit is real, is true, and it comes from our knowledge. And we, of course, we have to learn before share this knowledge. The AI in our in our processes, at the end of the day, we are if we were a producing company, of course that we will use much more. It's true that to solve some problems when we want to implement a new process, we consult, we check with AI as well.
Sure.
But uh, um, saying no nowadays to AI is stupid. I mean, I mean, for even this conversation, maybe you can get a bot from Apollo, and Apollo with all the experience, getting all the experience, all the interviews,
Mhm.
all the tests that Apollo has on the internet. You can make maybe this interview without having Apollo here, for instance.
Yes, it's true. I was actually, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was the last guest we had, one of the last, Cedric. He resells. He's one of the founders, and he resells this AI video product that takes Apollo, for example, right? So you, Apollo, will record yourself for a while, and the AI will move your mouth and your hands. And Apollo can be for training purposes inside of Ibericomio, can be for meeting purposes. So we are getting into that stage. I understand what you're saying. It is true.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously the main challenge for Ibericomio, and it's a challenge, it's an opportunity, and it's a risk for us, is that we are 100% on a digital business, on internet.
Hmm.
And it's a market that is continuously moving,
Hmm.
and the AI is part of this development. So right now, the main focus is with Romeo, but step by step, obviously, we will add other implementations with AI for sure.
Amazing, amazing. And I really like the Romeo name. I really like Wise Romeo. I really like Wise Ibericomio. Overall, I'm really liking everything thus far, and this last question I'm sure will be the best. Apollo, as you told me, you are an experienced and seasoned entrepreneur, right? You are not you're not a beginner at the game. You know the things that you're talking about. You know what works and what doesn't, and you surely have made a lot of mistakes in your overall life. Who haven't, right? So this last question that I always save to close the episode is we have several viewers here who are starting their own business. We're definitely gonna get people from Spain who loves Ramon to watch this as well. So people will naturally ask, Apollo, if I were to start today, maybe in a Ramon Center business or not, or a Spanish one and an European one, what would you advise me to do? So that's the question that I leave to you in terms of the newest generations that are coming, no matter if Hamon centered or not. What would you advise today?
Well, the first piece of advice is that paper can hold anything, but reality is not made of paper. Reality is not made of paper.
Yeah.
Therefore, having a great idea, crunching the number is not enough. It's crucial to work hard and thoroughly study the market and its behavior before launching. In our case, uh, you can see that I'm not a young boy, maybe young man, but not young boy in terms of age. I'm 53 to 54.
Experience, as I said.
But however, this weekend, next Sunday, I will be running a half marathon. So not
I don't
half.
run the marathon, so who is the
It's a
who is
half
the
marathon. It's not a.
that's
It's not the full
amazing.
marathon, but well,
It's no
but
matter.
it's a half marathon, only 20 kilometers, 21. But coming back to this kind of advice to these entrepreneurs or people who are thinking about developing a business is that first of all is study the market and behavior of consumers. In my case, I have more than 20 years of experience in food business as export
Okay.
manager or as a commercial director. So it's important. Okay, obviously the team is fundamental in any project that gets started, especially when it's a project that aims to innovate in the distribution of a sector like is our case. Uh, it's not as difficult to find a team with the skills that the project need, but as it is to find people who have the attitude that are necessary.
Mm,
Sorry. So team is important. It's important their skills, but the most important are the attitude, and obviously the execution is a key. So it's important to focus heavily on it. It's not just about having a great idea and thinking that it will automatically lead us to the success, because we have many examples of great ideas that were not executed in the way, in the right way, and they were not a success. And the most important is that you never, never, never stop learning. It's crucial to listen carefully to all those who are around you. Around you.
hmm.
Okay,
Sure.
because uh, somehow people, oh, Apollo, you know a lot. No, no, I'm not. I'm not a genius about Iberico ham. Of course, I'm not.
Mhm.
I know a little bit about Iberico ham, or I know a little bit about marketplaces, but I have a lot to learn, and I'm very lucky because I have a group of people with me who has the attitude that we need. They are so crazy like me about the project, and they
Nice.
feel the project like myself. They feel the project that is part of themselves. Um, yes, somehow, in any case, there is no magic wand. Every case has its own circumstances. Uh,
Yes.
in Spanish, we say consejos vendo que para mí no tengo. That we could translate do,
Like
do
advices
as
for
I,
me that I don't have, right?
that's right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
do as I say, no
Yes.
as I do. So
Exactly.
somehow is I mean, at the end of the day, when you launch a business or when you launch a startup or whatever, the most important is your attitude, the attitude of the group of the people, and also being realistic, listen to the people surrounding you, and of course, is never, never pushing, never stop pushing the project and believe in the project, and use the sense, the common sense. Use the common sense because sometimes is not used as much as we should. Okay, so
100% agreed.
uh, yes, just following the common sense, the logic, maybe you solve many problems and you find the solutions, and also you get the client needs.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's it. I agree. Attitude, having attitude, being a part of the mission is really important. And we usually say being a part and wearing the shirt of the company is important, but this also needs to come from the higher ups. The higher ups of the company need to make sure that us, the day-to-day co-workers, are indeed in love with the company. So I'm sure that you do that pretty well. And that's why you have an amazing team. It's all your merit for making sure that they feel valued. So really well done, Apollo. Congratulations on your overall success. I wish I could spend here more 2 to 3 hours talking about the Hamon industry and your industry, but, and this is something that I love to do, I will definitely invite you again over to the show so that we can explore even deeper about the market, even deeper about why Hamon is such a delicious food to taste, right? And we'll definitely make sure that everybody who's watching us here get to know you more, get to be excited about your products. All of your links will be down in the description below, so don't you worry about that. Uh, but yes, overall, this is the time we have, unfortunately, and I just have to say thank you. Thank you for being an amazing person and an amazing guest. And I'm now even more hungrier than I was when we started this conversation because I was only thinking about Jamón dishes. Ah, they're so good. They're so tasty. Apollo, this has been us with Digital. This has been Digital Web Solutions with Big Coffee with Experts. I hope you enjoyed the show. Really,
I
thank you
hope.
for being here. And
Thanks.
yeah, let's make sure that everybody follows Apollo in his social media pages. It's important. Anything else you want to say, Apollo, before we
No,
leave?
I just nothing. Just thanks to you,
Yeah.
Victor.
Well,
I had a great time today with you.
thank you.
Thanks for considering Ibericomio as a I don't know, success business or whatever.
You are
Thanks for considering us, and we are here for whatever you need. Will be pleasure to help you, to help the project, and to share with everyone our experience. We are
amazing.
grateful to you, and thanks for this time. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Everybody else, so as you saw right now, Apollo is more than open to get in touch with you, to talk more about Jamón, to talk more about every single tasty things that he sells over at Ibericomio. But this has been the conversation. Until next time, you all take care. Bye bye.